So it is our great honor to invite uh,
Mhm.
Mr. Andreas join us for today's talk. Yeah,
Thank you very much. Thank you
yeah,
for the invite. I'm very happy to be here.
yeah. He's a great friend and teacher of me, so it's very honor to invite him. And he's very busy, and really great to have him here to talk about music and emotion. So let's just begin. Okay, so what is the relationship between music and emotion? Do you feel more emotion expressed when you are with music, either listening or singing? And is there any difference in emotion expression when you listen and sing? Because when we know as singer, we know because singing you have to use your inner voice, the body, the vocal apparatus. But when you're listening, it's basically about auditory input. So what do you think?
Well, I think that music is an art of expression, right? It's a way to express and to say what we want to say. Music is melody, and melody at the same time is emotion. We can recognize emotion only by melody, even without words, right? With sounds. If we talk about singing, we sing basically to express emotions and to communicate. That's why we sing. That's why we should be singing, right? Just to communicate and to express what we feel. I feel that songs basically are like a life partner that walk with us in different parts of our lives. So we have a song that is being with us when we wake up, when we are sad, when we are happy. So it is a partner with us, basically the music all through our lives. As well, music make us to open up, okay, to channel our feelings. If I am angry, if I am sad, I sing a song or I listen to a song to say what we want to say, and at the same time help us to let go that sadness. If we are sad, to express happiness and to pass by so many feelings. Uh, Many times, as I say before, it yes allowed us to let them go by singing. It's something that we need. It's a way to uh, to let this thing that we have inside that we want to say to let it out, which I think is like a therapy at the way. Okay, it's therapeutic. The same way that people go sometimes to the therapist and they talk in order to feel better what their problems are. Singing is in some way that way. It's like a therapy that you are saying through the singing your emotions, and at the end you feel you should feel better because you let it go. Okay, as well, I find that for me, music it has something very important, and singing for me is a kind of meditation in the way that if we are singing or if we are in music, our brains for some moments, if we do it right, if we are really into it, are only focusing on one thing. Now the brain is not diverted by so many things, how many thoughts. If we many times when we are singing, many times when I am in the stage, that's all it matters to me. So I am living the moment. I am in the moment, and that's life, right? Life are moments, and to live the moment.
Yes, live at the moment. And do you think there's like a difference between when you listen to the music and when you really sing a song? Is there any difference between the two?
No, it's not different. No, it's not different. Maybe singing is a little bit more physical.
Hmm.
Maybe singing has a physical component as well. But many times I can as well let my emotions run by listening to music or calm down or be more energetic, or be more motivated to do some things. Like, for example, when you go to a run and you have the headphones to run, and that will give you motivation to run. So I think both things in some way help us with all the emotion side, to channel and to feel and to let go, etc., with emotion. So I don't find a big difference. Of course, in my personal experience, I would prefer to sing it out than just to listen it, because as well I love singing, right?
Yeah.
Uh, but I many times when for example, I live in a country that is not my country, right? And many times when I remember my country, I listen to music and I listen singers from my country, and they bring me back to my country, to my place.
That's
Mhm. So that's
great.
a way to relate and as well to emotion, listening, not only singing.
That's great. So that's why I ask this question. That means only these people, who is not good at singing can still express their musical emotion by listening to the music. That's great. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yes, because if we are able to connect with it, if we are able to make it ours, even though if we don't sing it, if we make it ours, we make it our experience, we interpreted that, and and that way we can be part of it. So it's not necessary really to sing to be emotional by a song, you know. Of course, it's nice to sing it as well, but I think it's not the only way, you know.
yeah. Yeah, definitely learning singing is very important, especially for me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here I would talk a bit about like how the brain actually understand music. So it is said when the brain is with music, it is actually super busy, highly occupied. People just okay, listening to a music is easy. Just switch on the radio and then switch on the music, then we're there. Actually not. The brain is really, really busy. It's fully occupied. When we do the MRI scanning and this EEG scanning of the brain, when people listening music or singing, we really find out, okay, it's really, really busy. When you're with music, there are many brain functions involved. Let's say, for example, paying attention. As Andreas just mentioned about like really focused, this kind of attention, focused attention is really important. It can be trained when you're listening music. And making prediction, and this is related to music expectations like do re mi fa sol la si do. You want to expect the last notes to be that one, not do re mi fa sol la si do, then it's out of the control. So this is like
Yeah.
something you want to expect. And of course, like after years of training about listening, about playing instrument, about singing, it will for sure change memory, and language is also involved. The most importantly for us today about today's webinar is the music emotion expression. Whenever we are sad, we are happy, there's possibility we can express our feelings. So as when we are talking about singing, Andreas is for sure definitely an expert, worldwide known. So is there any key element for singing better so everybody
There
can
are
learn a bit? Yeah.
there are many answers to this basically, you know. uh, I will say there are answers from the technical part of singing, the mechanical part of singing, and there is answers as well from the side of style or interpretation. Okay, I am basically I my passion is about the technical part, the mechanical part. So I will say that if we focus on that, when we talk about the technical part, the important thing is to know what is stopping us for expressing those emotions. What is the mechanical part that is stopping us to be able to say and to sing what we want to sing? And I think this is extremely important, you know, because the voice, as you were talking just a little bit before, it can be trained. But when we train the voice, it's going in the direction of habilitating those emotions that we want to have go together with the voice, that the voice can express those emotions that we want to express. Okay, so I do find that there are 4 points that stop people for having this mechanical freedom that as a consequence doesn't allow us to deliver those emotions that we want to deliver. Okay, first of all is a bad mechanical habit, someone that learned to sing wrongly because somebody taught, or because he was singing in the shower a lot, but I was singing mechanically wrong, and I did it so many times that create a bad habit, a bad way of using the voice. And this is stopping the voice from functioning well, and this is stopping the person for expressing the emotions the way that they would like to express. That's one. The second one is the wrong, what we call a wrong vocal image, which it means I think that my voice function and it should sound in this way. So I am doing everything at the phonatory level, everything in my voice in order to sound in a way that I suppose that I should be sounding. But it's not like that. This is a wrong image that I have of my voice. And when I have this, I am creating a lot of constrictions, a lot of weight of moving muscles that it shouldn't be done, tensions. And at the end, this doesn't allow me to communicate and to present the emotions in my singing as I would like to do. Okay. Third one, which is very uncommon, is a total disconnected and unexplored voice, someone who never sang. So they don't know what to do with their voice. This is very uncommon because in some moments of our lives, we usually sing. So it's very rarely to find someone, even though sometimes we find someone that really has not a clue what to do. Okay? Remember that we are talking about mechanics. We are not talking about style and musicianship. We are talking about basically mechanics. And the last one, which is something that I am fascinated, is to have a hyper reflective phonatory system, which means my larynx, the whole way my voice function is overreactive to the changes of pressure, air pressure or acoustic energy. And this is sending a signal to my brain, my vocal cords are overreacting, and then my voice doesn't function the way that I want to function. So I cannot express, so I cannot really put the emotions that I want in the song for me to communicate, and also the people won't get emotional because my voice is not functioning well. So the whole idea of vocal training is to give expression, to be able to be to communicate emotion, and as well to create this connection in which people, the public, can be as well in that emotion and be part of that emotion, right? Does that make sense?
Yes, it totally makes sense. Oh, that's the four key elements. Or of course, this is the mechanical part. Of course, we have the functional artistry part. We may talk later in other
Yes,
webinars.
yes. We have this. I am talking about the mechanical. What is stopping me for my emotions to be in my voice, or
Mm,
for to making people emotional? These are the four things, the four key topics in which are stopping people to be able to communicate emotion. Okay,
yeah.
and I think this is very important for us to understand, so then we can train the voice in a proper manner. When we train, we don't train to be a voice that is trained. We train to habilitate the voice so we can communicate those emotions, to be free to communicate emotions. And this is very, very, very important to remember as well.
Yeah, it's quite like driving the car. Before driving the car to a highway, you have to make sure the
Yeah,
car is working. This full tires is really
yeah.
working. The air pressure is balanced. Then you are able to go for a safe journey later. Is that what I'm understanding, right?
Yes, right, right. Everything needs to be functional in order for me to be able to express what I want to express. Because I am singing a song and I can say, well, now I want to sing this high note here to make the
Mm.
song beautiful and to show the emotion that I have for this part. But my voice is not responding because mechanically I cannot do the high note, or I want to sustain, or I want to have a vibrato, or I want to have a vocal effect to present the emotion, but I cannot do it because mechanically something is stopping me to do that.
It's like the FIFA race. You remind me of this FIFA race, this Ferrari, it's not like safety driving. If you want to
Mhm.
go for this high technique like of this driving, you have to have that kind of ability, or your car has that kind of ability setups for you to hit to that goal that you want.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly, exactly. And for me,
yeah,
this is because I think many people is very artistic. Many people is very in touch with their souls, with the way that they live life, etc. And they have a lot of art, but when they want to put it in their voices, and they cannot do it, they don't understand why. It's just because a mechanical thing is stopping them for doing that. It's not that they don't feel enough. It's not that they cannot interpret enough. It's not that they don't have emotion. It's just that the mechanics part needs to be there in order to deliver those emotions, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly. So this is very crucial for singing better. So if the audience later want to sing better, please follow these four key elements. Maybe it will help you. So now let's talk about the grammar. We call it like music grammar, something beyond words and lyrics, like the same sentence. But if you sing in different tone, different melody, different rhythm, you may feel something is meaningful even in the melody itself. I mean, not the lyrics. Of course, the lyrics of word is important, but if we sing the same lyrics or same sentences, but in different melodies, people may feel different. That means the music emotion is delivered in
Mhm.
different or it can be anchored there. in the audience in a different manner. So, for example, maybe Andreas, you can sing one or two sentences, or
Yeah,
even same lyrics, or it doesn't
I
matter with the lyrics. People can
yes,
feel it.
I will do that. I will talk a little bit about it before, and I have
Yeah.
my guitar here.
Okay.
Usually, I when I sing, I only sing. I have my musician, so I'm not a great musician, but I will get my guitar and sing a couple of songs between friends,
Yes, that's
so we
great.
can
That's
feel the
great.
difference. Okay,
Yeah.
so melody is communication. Melody as well is emotion, right? In speech, you can hear that someone is sad without any words. If someone is there is no word, and I know this person is sad and is crying. Okay, as well when someone is angry or in pain, there is nothing like a word that say I am in pain, but only by the sound I can understand that this is pain, right? Uh, as interpreters of a song, and someone who wants to communicate emotion, we need to have many colors to paint, to be able to do the art, and to put these emotions of it. The singing is not only to read the lyrics and to try to communicate what is in the lyrics by just saying the lyrics. There are many components for the singer that are important, and this makes the emotion, and this makes basically the singing. Things like dynamics, dynamic changes from volume, right? Sustains, vibratos, tone, riffs and runs, which are nowadays used by many different styles, range, high and low, vocal effects, rhythm, etc., etc. So by my instrument being able to use any of those things is a way to show and as well to create in the public emotion. Okay, so I think it's very very important for us to have this grammar, to have our voice trained in order to deliver this, so we can make the song our song, and at the same time to communicate emotions. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Would you like to
And
demonstrate
I
a
don't.
bit?
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So look, I'm gonna try to do two different songs with different styles, one in Spanish and one in English,
Mm.
so we can hear. I will first of all try to make this plain, like if I am just doing the lyrics. It's very difficult because I am so used to sing with the style and with the emotion, but I
Yeah.
will try to make it just with the lyrics, okay? And
Okay.
see how it works. Lejana tierra mía, cuando te nombro bajo tu cielo. Eso debería ser that will be something like if it's more plain. Now, let's put style on that. Lejana tierra mía, bajo tu cielo, bajo tu cielo. So, in the first one, I was using something that is way more plain. Lejana tierra mía, bajo tu cielo, bajo tu cielo. And in the second one, I am putting sustains, vibratos, movement, and a little bit of different tone, something with a little bit of a twang. Okay, so I show it again. Lejana tierra mía, bajo tu cielo, bajo tu cielo. Quiero morirme un día con tu consuelo, con tu consuelo. Y oír el canto de oro de tus campanas que siempre añoro. No sé si al contemplarte al regresar sabré reír o llorar. Okay, so
Wow.
this, thank you.
Bravissimo. I was
So
thinking
this,
maybe we
this
should do like online concert even later.
it's the first time that I do something like this. To be true, I always play with my musicians because I
Yeah.
like to have more freedom. I like to have my brain only in one thing, and because I am not
Ah.
used to play with the guitar, now my brain is going between the guitar and the singing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Yeah.
that's the difference between if I am only reading "Lejana tierra mía, bajo tu cielo. And if I am trying to put all the things that we were talking about before, I'm gonna show you another one,
Yeah.
which is a different style. Now, the first one is tango, the one that we did. This is something that is from Argentina and Uruguay.
Mm.
Now, the one that I'm gonna do now, this is an Irish song, okay? So this is totally different. This is like a Celtic folk music, which is totally different, okay? So if I am doing only plain, it will be on Raglan Road, on an autumn day, I saw her first anew. Dark hair will wave us there. So that will be the plain version. So now, if I want to make it emotional, if I want to give it my feeling, I will change a lot of stuff on that. It will be like, on Raglan Road, on an autumn day, I saw her face anew. Dark hair will wave a snare that I might one day rule. I saw the danger, then I passed along the enchanted way, and I say, let's grieve via falling leaf at the dawning of the day. So that will be with a little bit of style on it.
Wow, I feel the landscape, I feel the landscape of this different country. It's
Oh, thank you.
it's like land. There's for sure sea and water things because it's like something far
Wow.
away. I can see the landscape.
That's beautiful. You know why? Because every time I sing Irish music, I live in Ireland 15 years, and
Mm.
every time I sing Irish music in my head, I can see green mountains and the sea. Every time.
Oh,
Now, when I was singing that the second time, this is what I can, what is in my mind is this green land and
yes.
is the blue of the sea, you know. So
Oh,
yes, it goes there. But it's great that you heard the emotion. That's
I
amazing.
heard your
That's
mountain
amazing.
and these cities. Oh my God, this is something I call like the something beyond the words. You didn't see that mountain. Obviously, I don't understand even the lyrics, but I see the mountain there, the sea.
Wow,
Oh my God,
wow, that's
instantly,
great.
instantly I can feel. Oh my
Thank
God.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you very
should
much.
do like a word tour. Word tour in
I
I
remember once when
yeah
you sang to me, you were singing in the World Voice Teachers Expo,
yeah.
and I can as well tell you when you were singing, even if I didn't understand, I was going to the millenary China. I felt I was in this millenary thing land, you know? Totally, big
Yeah,
time.
you can feel. You can feel
Yes,
it.
big time. I was there, you know? It was so beautiful.
Oh, we should do that more often after the pandemic. More often.
Yeah,
We should travel. We should
amazing.
really travel.
That will be great.
Yeah,
Good.
whenever I see this Chinese opera thing, it's very typical Chinese and or popular songs on Chinese. I think that is the thing really embedded in the culture. No matter, it's just instantly you feel the difference. Especially
Yeah.
when the culture is very far away. You feel it instantly. That's what
Yeah,
I
and that's yeah, that's part of the communication, right? This is what we
yeah.
want basically to get. And in order for this to happen, to be able to communicate this emotion, the voice needs to be in a good place because my brain feel it. I can understand which kind of sound I want to create, but my muscle needs to respond.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise, if you want to describe a high mountain, technically
Yeah,
you can only describe a small mountain. Maybe that makes a difference
yeah,
about
yeah,
the
big time,
misunderstanding.
big
Yeah.
time, big time.
Yes. Okay. So here's like saying this music people can learn language faster. I was told in my childhood, even people say, oh, going in, you may learn English faster because you sing. When we talk about music grammar, we're always trying to compare with the language learning. As we all know, when we are babies, when we're very young babies, we have the fully potential to learn all the languages. This kind of a ability is like sharing common abilities, like quite related to the music grammar. It involves not only the wording part, but also the tone, melody, rhythm. It's like how you say the word in the tone of that language is really important. Also, of course, when this combined in a good way, you can feel the language emotion. Yeah. So when we see something or sing something, we can feel the difference. So in this case, I guess, Andreas, did you speak several different languages? And do you feel something in common behind those
Yes, I do speak four languages. Well, three
four
and one I
languages?
have. Yeah, yeah.
Four
So I speak,
languages challenge?
yeah, I speak Spanish, English, Portuguese, and a little bit of Polish as well.
That's difficult. You know, when I was in Polish, I meet you. This is Polish is very difficult. They have
It
all
is.
they have all the consonants without a single vowel.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I say. I speak a bit of Polish, not fully, but this is like one of my superpowers. I can speak a little bit of Polish. But I think it comes as well the musical ear and the understanding of music and melody as well. I think it helps. I remember one of my first friends I did in Ireland when I moved to Ireland. That was working with me was someone from China.
Mm.
And I remember that he was trying to teach people to say hello in Chinese. And for people, it was very difficult to understand because of the melody, ni hao, right? It
Yeah,
has like a, yeah. So
yeah,
for me, it was easier to catch it. And I was going to the hospital with him, ni hao, because I have this melody as well that I could hear when he was talking. And I think, yes, music, it might not help in some way, to
yeah.
understand at least the melody of the language.
Yeah, the melody, you're right, so there's something similar like behind the language. So when you learn a different language, you are learning not only the wording, right? You are trying to capture the da 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 da. For
Yeah,
example, when I was like learning different language, English is more like continuous, fluent, more like
yeah.
wave for me. But Spanish, you're talking about Spanish. I think this Spanish just speak too fast. While I was in Italy doing my postdoc, people just sing too fast. Io parlo poco italiano, very fast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think the Spanish like language learners can do a better job in hip hop. Rapper. They
Ah,
just
that's right.
really, I just speak too fast. I think. Yeah. Yeah. So it helps. So it's very easy. Like how long does it take to for you to learn a new language, let's say?
Well,
If
it depends the language because the different thing is Polish than Portuguese. Portuguese was very easy. I went to live to Brazil for like 6 months. I
mm,
was living in Rio de Janeiro,
mm,
and because as well as a Latin language, it was very easy for me to learn. English, it took me maybe like 8 months to learn it quite well. Polish is a different story because Polish it has so many different sounds, as you say, that we don't have like these kind of things that we don't have in Spanish or in English. So it was for me very difficult to recreate. Okay, for me, at the beginning with Polish was very difficult to understand when do words separate from each other, to distinguish words. For me, it was everything like, "Arr!" It was like a continuous sound. So then I started to
obrigada,
distinguish because of
obrigado.
the melody. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it depends of the language, basically.
Oh, but like, would it be challenge? But as you say about the Latino language, is easier for you because you have sort of like fundamental basic
Yeah.
knowledge of that part. If you learn Eastern language, for example, Chinese, is that big
Wow.
challenge? How long does it
I
take
would I would love that. Well, Chinese will take me a while. I think it will take me a year or 2 years living. I think for the language you need to live in the place because you need to be surrounded by that melody. It's
Yes.
very difficult to do. Some languages are easier. Maybe you can do it from home, but I think the way is to be surrounded by the sound. You need to live in the place basically
You
for a
need the
while in order.
environment. They say
Yeah,
when you want to learn a new language, find a boyfriend or girlfriend. You then learn.
yeah, that's right. That's right. That's
It
right.
helps.
Totally.
It helps. So the environment is really important. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go back to different music has different emotions. So this is like a study actually. There's like a
Mhm.
study reporting there are 44 different emotions in response to music. Can you imagine just 44? When I
Wow,
was
that's a
reading
lot.
when I was reading that study, I was shocked. Okay, 44. I was always thinking about happy, angry, this like normal thing. I
Yeah,
thought, okay, culturally maybe 8, but actually it's 44. It's
unbelievable.
44. These emotions including not only happy, but also like relaxed, calm,
Hmm.
moved, pleasurable, loving, longing, tender, amused, admiring, curious, bored, disappointed. So as you can tell, it's very, very subtle. It's very subtle. They say also reported music actually can evoke just about any emotion felt in other part of human daily life.
Wow.
In music, you can feel your whole life there, all the emotions. It's quite like an emotion library. So, for example, one I will listen. I will personally listen to different kinds of music according to my own emotion. Like when I'm happy, when I'm sad, when I'm doing work, even when I'm catching a train. You know what I? Why catching a train? I listen to a meditation music. So just to calm you down, calm you down. Otherwise I may lose the stop name, I may lose the time, so calm you down. So I do use music as a daily practice to help myself living a better way. So they say recently in a survey on YouTube, it is said the most viewed music videos on YouTube is what, guess? No, it's a
No
guess.
idea. No idea. What is it?
It's the relaxing and
The relaxing. Wow.
anti-depression meditation music in the whole
Wow.
world.
It's very strange because for me, when I want to put my baby to sleep, many times in YouTube we put with my wife in
Mhm.
YouTube. It's true. We put some meditation stuff so she can fall asleep a little bit earlier. So yes, it's true. I never thought about that. I was going to say like reggaeton or something like that, but thanks God I didn't say that. Just great.
So the whole world is like that. The whole world just need to calm down a bit, meditation,
Wow.
the whole planet. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not like this advertisement as you say on YouTube, this high heat or top journals or top talks. No, it's not like that. It's the meditation of
Wow.
the whole global of YouTube. Most viewed like
Wow.
videos are the relaxing meditation music.
That's amazing.
That's
That's
amazing,
really
right?
that's really amazing.
Yeah. So you say when you are like taking care of the baby, one especially when go to the bed before, so you will play some music. Do you also
Yeah, I
use?
play some music. Well, I play music all day. Since I wake up,
Yeah.
I go up. Well, my house is in the third floor there, so I go down, and the first thing I do, I put my phone in Spotify and I put it in the music, and we start every day. We start with music in the house. And my wife is the same. I think even I learned it from her. Oh,
Mm.
my mom was the same as well. My mom, all the time in my house in Uruguay, there was music playing all the time. So I think for me, music is a partner in life. It's a way to be happier or to be more relaxed, but as well as way to channel things, to reflect, to let go, as well. It's some distractions sometimes. It is a partner. It has many things. For me, music, I don't perceive life without music. I cannot believe how people cannot have music in their life. And I
No.
think sometimes we don't make music as important as it is. Can you
Music.
imagine your days? I can imagine my days without television. With all my respect, I can imagine my days without theater, without cinema. I can imagine my days without a lot of great things. But I cannot imagine my days without music.
Yeah, it's just the last thing you are going to give up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't imagine it. It's something that
Yeah.
it is impossible.
Yeah.
So
It is.
yes, we do are with music sometimes only for listening, sometimes to come with our moods. Like for example, when I miss Uruguay or when I miss Ireland, the first thing I do, I put music from Ireland or from Uruguay that connects me with the land. or when I want to dance and I'm happy, we put music and dance. When we want to put the baby to sleep, when we have a very stressful day and we put meditation music at night, my wife, when she sees me that I am very stressed, I can hear the music sounding. She put it automatically so I can relax a little bit. So yes, it is there. It is a partner in life, you know.
Your partner, yeah, this is the status. It should be. This is the
Yeah,
partner. Me too, actually. Whenever I'm awake, even when I'm asleep, I put some music as background. So it's like
yeah,
almost 24 hours with music. I am like that. People say like music is like sort of like disturb when you're doing work, doing study. For me personally, it's not. It's a very
yeah,
good friend. For
yeah,
from the very beginning to the very last of your life, I think music
yeah.
is forever friend, forever.
I feel the same. I feel totally the same. Of course, there are different music for different tasks and different music for different moments, but music is always there, you know.
Yes, it's I'll be there. Right, that song. Yeah, music is that
Yeah.
partner. Okay, so we'll talk about like the anxiety. During the COVID and pandemic, people are locked down at home. Some people just
Yes.
I am more anxiety. There are actually some similarities between anxiety and performance anxiety.
Yeah.
Anxiety is a feeling of unease, such as worry or fear, that can be mild or severe.
Mhm.
Everyone has feelings of anxiety at some point in their daily life. For example, we may feel worried and anxious about sitting an exam or having a medical test or job interview, especially during the COVID. But
Mhm.
performance anxiety is fear about one's ability to perform a specific task, not only for
Yes.
studying. It's like
Yeah.
this task can be everything. People experience performance anxiety may worry about failing a task before it has even begun. They might believe failure will result in humiliation or
Yeah.
rejection. So, what do you
Yeah.
think of anxiety? Yeah, do you have?
Well, I am a performer myself. I've been performing for 20 something years now. I was very close to give up my career because I was so nervous and have so much anxiety, when I was singing. I used to get so sick before singing and even on a stage, running out of the stage. I passed through that a lot and I learned a lot from it. I learned a lot. I think, as you say, it comes from fear of failing, for nerves, for this direction. I think we do need always a little bit of fear because fear has to be there for you in order to deliver well. A little bit of fear has to be there. It has to be like a fear that will give you excitement, but not a fear that will give you that it will be too much that will give you anxiety. So for me, there are many points that are important in order for me to work with the anxiety. First of all, and the most important of all, is like you acknowledge the fear, you acknowledge that it's there, you acknowledge that you are nervous. We'll never fight against that. We cannot fight because there is no more thing that you have this anxiety, this nerve, and you are saying, no, I cannot be anxious, I cannot be nervous, I cannot have fear. You have to say, yes, I am anxious, yes, I have fears, yes, I may fall on the stage, yes, I might forget the lyrics, I am here, I have to do it. And that's the way. This is something very simple, but for me, it was one of the things that worked the best, is to say, I am here, I am nervous, I have anxiety, I have to go up the stage, and I'm gonna do it. Even if my hands are shaking, my legs are shaking, I'll do it. And they will shake, it's fine. But never fight against, no, I cannot be nervous. No, I should not have fear. It is normal to have fear. It's normal to have nerves. You have to welcome them. Be well prepared, and as well, you need to know what are the things that happens to you when you are anxious and you go to the stage. Do you forget the lyrics? Well, put the lyrics somewhere in the floor. You might not need them, but if they are there, if the lyrics are there, you know that they are there and you won't have problems to forget the lyrics you know
Mhm.
so all these kind of things, I think, are very, very, very important. Be well prepared, welcome the nerves, and at the same time remember what it happens to you when you have this anxiety, and get ready for that. So
Yeah.
these kind of things for me are extremely important about performance. People, I think, they over panic with that. People think that the experience is going to be amazing, that everything is going to be so easy and so great, and fears are needed. And the fear is a little bit needed to make it right. The fear of, okay, I need to do it right. I don't want to fail. So you will prepare and you will do something better. It is needed, but as well, we need this fear to be part of the excitement and not to be part of the anxiety.
Yeah, so you have to face the fear because you are moving to some direction. This, I mean, the fear we are talking about is a positive fear. We know
Yeah,
we have to face it.
yeah,
It's just not going to help at all. We have to face it,
yeah.
right? It's not that
Yeah,
fear
well,
when
yeah.
you're in your
And
dark place.
we
It's
need
not.
to welcome, I
Yeah.
remember I was thinking with the Nosper is a national, it's a national, it's part of the National Philharmonic Orchestra of Poland. I was thinking in the one of the biggest philharmonic venues in the world. It's amazing. It's in Poland. Um, it's called Nosper. And I was thinking with the Philharmonica, 120 musicians in a theater when there is 3,500 people in the theater and you can sing without a microphone. It's that good, the place. It's unbelievable.
Oh
Imagine
my
three and a half
God. Oh
thousand
my
people and you can
God.
sing with a microphone. It's just crazy. And this was one of the biggest challenges I ever done because you are singing there with a philharmonic orchestra. Your voice is naked. There is nothing there. It
Yeah.
is only you, the philharmonic orchestra. And I remember being in the corridors thinking, "Oh my God, this is gonna be. I am so nervous. I am so nervous. This is just crazy. And I think I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna count every person that is in the room and I'm gonna go. It's 3,500 people. I will watch each of them, and my hands will shake. If my hand shakes, I will shake more my hands. And I did that. I went up. My hands were shaking, and I started to sing. Lejana tierra mía, and I welcome that shake, and I make of that shake something good for me. And this is the thing. I don't go against. I welcome that. You need to welcome it. There is no way that you will beat that fear only by thinking, I cannot be nervous. No, 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 no. You have to welcome. You have to own it. It's part of you.
Yeah, it's like accept your emotions. Fear is
Exactly.
one of them. While I was doing the study, in this study, actually, there's no good feelings or bad feelings. There's only feelings. It's like
Hmm.
you target or label it in a good category or bad category. No
Hmm.
matter whether you deny it or escape, it's there. It's
Hmm.
there. So you have to shake hands with it, even while you're,
Yes, yes,
shaking,
you have
while
to be
you
there.
and
And
I
you have
can
to
tell
use
no
it.
audience can tell you are shaking your hands. No audience
No,
because it's too
yeah,
far
no,
away.
they cannot do it. And if you feel they do, I just overshake it them. I go up and I really, really do this when I sing, so I can really channel that. I'm not gonna be like, stay static, don't move, stay static, don't move. That's the worst thing that you can do.
That's great. You
Welcome
combine
it.
it. The shake as
Welcome.
a part of your performance.
Welcome. Move around. Don't think I need to be static. Move around. Move your hands. If your legs are shaking, make your legs shake more. This is the way to do it.
Yeah, you just let it go. Follow it. If
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want to do
follow it.
it, just do
Because the
it.
worst mistake that you can do is really, the worst mistake that you can do is to say, I have to be static, I cannot be nervous, I need to fight against it. Don't fight it. Welcome it. Use it in your advantage. That's
Yeah,
my way of doing it.
yeah. This is this morphine lore. Like
Yeah.
why you? Oh, unless this happens, unless and this unless actually happens. This unless is not important. It's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So we have to face the fear, just use this as a lead direction
Yeah.
because it's a
Exactly.
personal growth experience. Yeah.
Welcome it. Hug the fear. Say, in
Hug the
fear, you are with me, and I love you, and we go together on this. And
Yeah.
that's the way. Don't
Yeah.
fight against because you are fighting against yourself, which is
Yeah.
something bad.
Yeah. This is like this is the way from Mandalorian. This movie. This is the way. Okay. So at the very last, because we know Andreas is like a very good professional vocal coach, maybe you can teach us some like take home vocal exercise for
Yeah.
daily practice, like some simple ones which ordinary, like everyone can do, and maintain
Yes.
their voice health at home. Yeah.
Well, basically, this is a very difficult question. It's a very
Very
difficult
difficult,
question.
really.
And I tell you why, because we are all different.
Ah,
Saying that, we
yeah,
can work on SOVT, semi-occluded vocal tract exercise, which are more or less the same for everybody, which
yeah.
is to warm up and stretch the vocal folds. But as we are all built up inside differently, and as well the nerve terminations for the brain and our reflexes are different as well, the mechanoreceptors that we were talking before, it's very difficult to find an exercise to build up the voice that will function the same for everybody.
Ah,
Okay, because
yeah.
my body will react different to nay, nay, nay than the body from another person, you know. And
Yeah.
maybe my vocal tract is smaller, I don't have too much air pressure, and my vocal folds will be happy with it. Maybe my vocal tract is too open, and
Mm.
then I will have a little bit of pushing on that. So something that is in common is the way that we warm up by unpressing and stretching, which is all the SOBTs. Things like tone trills. These kind of things, those sounds like zzz, zzz, doing scales with these kind of sounds, which are very close, the mouth is closed, is kind of beneficial for everybody, kind of, or
Kind
most
of.
of people,
Yeah,
right?
still. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
So something like doing glides,
Yeah.
something like doing things like we'll say moving the scale. The same with Z, or with Z, or with the lip trill. If we do this maybe for 5, 7 minutes with these semi-occluded vocal tract exercises, it will help us to warm up and to get ready to sing, basically.
Yeah, it's like this warm-ups is taking
Yeah,
care,
this
like at
course
home.
not in general.
Safe.
Then,
Yeah.
then for each person, it depends of the voice. It depends on how the voice
Yes.
reacts to different sounds, different opening of the mouth, different acoustics, different air pressure. So that's a little bit more complex.
Mm.
I believe, and I've been uh, singing all my life and studying singing. Actually, I am a tenor in the opera in Poland with contract at the moment. I work with an Irish band in the US touring. We are back now after the pandemic. I sing with tango bands. I do perform a lot, and I teach. I have 300 teachers in my school right now that I am training. I can tell you something that I learned, and I think is so important. There is nothing like one magic exercise. It doesn't exist. It
Mm.
doesn't exist because we are all different. We are built up differently. The way that our brain reacts with the reflexes, as you might know better than me, is different. The nerve terminations are in different places, etc., etc. So we don't have a magic exercise that will make everybody to have their voice in balance. If someone say that, it's just a trick, basically.
So it's like everyone's voice should be tailored. Let's say
Yeah, of course.
tailored like that.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
As I say, let's just think about the tube being more open or more closed. If the tube, the laryngeal tube, the tube where, or the larynx is bigger, then we have more air pressure. And then we think about how the brain reacts to this change of pressure, which is reacting to each change of vowel. So it's very, very complex. It has to be done one by one. It has to be tailor-made.
Tailor-made. Like VIPs. VIP tailor-made. Everyone's a VIP. So
Exactly.
yeah, it should be
Exactly.
really taken care of. Yes,
Yeah.
that's very good. That's very good. So I guess that's all for today. It's great
Great.
to share with music and singing emotions. Of course, we cannot finish talking about every aspect of the music and emotion, but it's great. We learn a lot from Andreas about the personal, especially especially about that shaking one in front of like 3,000 audience. Next time I learn this, if I get a chance, lucky enough I got like that amount of audience, I will do the same. Maybe that work.
Yeah.
Maybe that work. I was
Use it in your advantage. Don't fight against. Never fight against that. Big time.
just embrace and hug the fear and we will be all brave enough. Brave is the only, I think brave is the solution of everything. You cannot escape
Yeah,
because once you escape in this time, the next time it will come to you again. It will
yeah,
come to you again, just
that's true.
like there.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
great.
good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so later on we will upload the recording version on YouTube. So if someone don't have the time, miss our wonderful webinar, we can always check the recordings later. Yeah.
Great. That's great. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for being there. Thank you for the invitation. I really appreciate to spend this time with you.
Thank you.
Know that I admire you a lot and everything that you do. So thank you for giving me the space to have this conversation with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's talk more later. Even sing more. I noticed we have to do the live concert in Salon. Everyone sing
Well, we do a
actually.
concert, but you sing as well. We sing a
Yeah.
song each. That
Yes.
will be something great.
Yeah, so because I noticed when you sing this island song, I see the mountains even without you telling me the lyrics. Then I have to show you the Chinese geography in my voice. I'm not going to tell you in detailed words, but I'm going to sing it out later.
Great.
You will see.
Super. Super.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you and happy weekends. We see you next time.
See you next
Thank
time.
you. Take
Thank you.
care.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you,
Bye bye.
everyone. Thank you. Bye
Bye.
bye. Thank you.